Steven, good enough to join us on the phone from Nashville, where he's living and working out this offseason. Steven, as always, appreciate a couple of minutes. Now just 2.5 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. What is your process right now, ramping up to spring training, and then how do you ease into things once you do get to Port St. Lucie?
Yeah, so the process, I've just been down here. There's a lot of other professional baseball players in this area, so we just kind of been all ramping up together, and I'm going to head down to Port St. Lucie here after the weekend and get to the warmer weather and get outside. And it's more at this time kind of about pulling in the reins. You get really excited for spring training, and you kind of want to just put the pedal down to the floor, but you really just got a lot of time to just kind of ease into it.
When you talk about working out with some of the other professional baseball players in Nashville, is it mostly just about getting that arm loose and warm again, mostly just throwing some fastballs? You're not spinning anything yet, are you?
I have been, just on flat ground, but it's really about just conditioning the arm to, get ready to go off the mound and, start that process. So it's really about, getting it loose, but also a little bit about conditioning the arm, stretching it out. For long toss. We got a good facility down here in Nashville that you can stretch it out a little bit indoors. So,
Steven, when you look ahead to this year, last year one of the things we saw was that you threw the slider and then you ended up shelving the slider because of the stress it was putting on the elbow. Do you anticipate bringing that pitch back at all?
Yeah, I do. I definitely am going to mix it in. It was a really effective pitch for me. So, I don't think that was what was causing the pain. I think it was the bone spur. So I think that I'm going to mix it in. It was an effective pitch. I feel like I had some success with it. So it's something I'm definitely going to just start throwing right away, and hopefully it just keeps getting better.
What about your curveball? How do you see yourself improving that pitch to the point where it becomes even more of a put-away pitch for you?
I think just like anything else, with time and experience, and just the more you throw it, the better it will get. So I think I'm just going to kind of keep throwing it and keep working it in, and just, I think I'll feel more comfortable with it as time goes on, just like I've been coming up to the minor leagues. It's gotten way better than it has been. So,
Steven, the rare times that you gave up a home run last year, a large percentage of it seemed to be off of the changeup. When you look at the changeup, how do you need to improve that pitch this season?
It's a good question. I think it's kind of all the same thing. I think maybe, picking my spots, when throwing it, when to throw it, and, who to throw it to. But I feel like, even though I did give up a couple home runs to it, but it was an effective pitch for me also, keeping guys off the fastball. So I think if I can just keep that pitch down, it will be more effective. It's when I leave it up in the zone, I get in trouble with it. So that's really the biggest thing, is just keep it down in the zone. So that's something I'll be working on in spring training as well.
John Harper of the Daily News had a great article about you today and had a great quote from you where you talked about watching Bartolo Colon, learning from Bartolo Colon the fact that he used to throw 100 miles per hour and now far less, but just as, if not more effective at times. What are those lessons that you took away from watching Bartolo Colon pitch?
I think the biggest thing is what I talked to him about is that, he throws mostly fastballs, and he just locates the ball, and he changes speed even off his fastball. And, he doesn't gas himself and just trying to blow it by guys the whole game. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's just locating his fastball, moving in and out, up and down, taking a little bit off, putting a little more on when he needs to. And, it's just way easier to pitch like that as a pitcher. And, sometimes less is more. You'll find yourself, the ball coming out of your hand even better for me when I do that. But sometimes in the game it's hard to when you got a guy grinding photos off the handle of his bat trying to homer off, because you want to just ramp up. So it's taking that step back and just let your arm work.
Steven, finally, one of the things that you spoke about often last year was how you'd altered your routine at times in between starts in an effort to stay healthy. As you move ahead to this season, is there anything else you might alter in search of really getting that full year's worth of health that I know you are really looking for?
That's a good question. I don't necessarily have one thing I can put my finger on. As far as maintaining health, I'm going to messing around with things in the training room and, find what works best for me and, kind of keep a mental note of what I did between each start last season and what worked best for me between each start this season. I think it's just developing that routine that takes time, just like anything else. So I don't think I can put my finger on one thing, but that's definitely something I'm going to keep tabs on through spring training and into the season, and even thinking about what I did last season at work.
Steven Matz, great stuff as always. Appreciate a few minutes. Enjoy the last couple of weeks of the offseason, and we'll see you down in Port St. Lucie in 17 days.
All right, thank you.